And I'm sick and tired of hearing. I'm sick and tired of hearing two things. I'm sick and tired of hearing this whole thing about Judaizing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick and tired of hearing Judaizing, and I'm sick and tired of hearing this thing about proselytizing, right? And here's the foolishness. Here's the way that they're using this all wrong. Okay, when you look in the scriptures and you see where Yeshua or Christ says that he's talking about the Pharisees and how he said, "You will go land and sea to find one person and proselytize them, or one proselyte, and make them 10 times or twofold more of a devil," right? But here's the key. They were going in search of, right, to find someone to basically force conversion on them. The Judaizers in Acts, when they came down, or the Judaizers when they came down, this whole thing we're talking about Acts 15. When the Judaizers came, they came down and went to the brethren and said that you must be circumcised after the law of Moses, right? So then Paul and the other brethren, they go to Jerusalem to inquire about this. Here's the two things about the Pharisees and those that were Judaizers. In fact, the one that was Judaizer, when you look in the scriptures, it never condemned them to hell and said that they were hellbound. Why? Because the Judaizers were still believers.
That's
Their
right.
whole thing is they just didn't understand doctrinally that your heart need to be circumcised more so than the foreskin, right? Here's the two things about the one that's the Pharisee who's going to try to find a proselyte to force conversion on him to make him live like an Israelite, right? Not that he wants to do it himself, but it's a forcing on him. And the Judaizer that came down, both of them have to go and enforce this. If I'm online on YouTube and I'm teaching about Torah and people are listening, that's not Judaizing. That's not proselytizing, because I'm not going on your channel telling people who are listening to you that you need to keep the law, that you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to keep the feast. If I'm on my channel and I'm just teaching and people are coming on my platform listening, that's not Judaizing. Judaizing and proselytizing is one who's going out and with the intent of a thing. That was the issue that Christ had with the Pharisees, and this was the reason why that Paul and the brethren had to go to Jerusalem, because other brethren who were believers came to them with that. If I don't come to you with that, you can't call me a Judaizer. And here's the thing, because brother says, and I heard, Elder Mike Holloway say, hey, listen, basically he's saying, don't force on me what I haven't come into revelation of. So here's the thing. If you want to live the way you want to live, you want to follow Christ, you want to do all these other things, hey, listen, if that's what you want to do, I actually think that we should get to the point to where we get to a place to allow the Holy Spirit, the Ruach, to reach people, to draw them to us to hear. Because we're in a whole nother situation right now to where people who are coming to us, they're coming to us inquiring. You don't see us out here advertising. You don't see us in front of churches. You don't see us going out to the different, even when we went to the frequency conference, we went to the conference and not one time we talked about Torah. You know when we talked about Torah? When they asked us a question about it. So the thing is that you're using Judaizing wrong and you're using proselytizing wrong, because you're looking at what I'm teaching and you're trying to build upon that. Basically, you're bringing false accusations against the brethren. You're bearing false witness. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm not your brother. So let me rephrase that. You're bringing false accusations, because I, or most of these brothers and sisters that I know, none of y'all, I haven't seen any of y'all on their channels telling them they need to keep nothing. No, when y'all come on Berean show, y'all are invited. Y'all ain't running up on Berean show, let me get on and get on that and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. No, the question is asked of you. So if the question is asked of you, you have the right to respond as an Israelite, not as a Gentile, because you don't think like a Gentile, nor do you live like a Gentile. So if the question is asked of you as an Israelite, yes, this is how I'm living according to not only the gospel, one, but you're not going to find Paul or any other Israelite in the New Testament who were Christian and born again believers who follow Yeshua. You're not going to find them doing anything outside of what an Israelite is supposed to do. So folks can miss me with all that stuff about proselytizing and Judaizer.